Okay, just take a second, close your eyes. Picture walking into your grandma's kitchen.
Hmm.
What hits you first? For me, it's always like this amazing warmth.
Yeah.
The smell of cinnamon, sugar, maybe pie crust baking.
Oh, yeah. That buttery smell.
It's
Definitely.
more than just a smell, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a portal straight back to childhood,
Totally.
to family, that
Yeah.
feeling of, pure comfort. And that's really what we're diving into today. Those amazing, timeless desserts from Grandma's kitchen.
Exactly.
And maybe why they still sort of matter so much to us.
Absolutely. These aren't just recipes written down. They feel like living history, almost baked into who we are.
Right.
So our mission for you listening is really to dig into that history, the significance, not just how they're made, but why they've stuck around.
Okay, so where should we start? Maybe with the one dessert that just feels so American.
Apple pie.
Yeah, apple pie. It seems so straightforward, so, part of our identity. But I gather there's a twist.
There is. A pretty big one, actually. It's roots. They're not really American at all. They go way back.
No kidding, where to?
Medieval England, believe it or not.
England. Wow. Okay, so the apple pie we know, it's different from those early ones.
Oh, very different, yeah. Back then, they weren't always sweet, for one
Yeah.
thing. And the crust. It was super practical.
Practical how?
Well, it was mostly about preserving the filling. Sometimes meat, sometimes fruit, sometimes both. The crust was thick, sturdy, almost like a container you didn't necessarily eat.
Huh, like a container.
Yeah, they even called them, well, the term was coffins.
Coffins, seriously. Wow. Okay, that's a bit different from the warm, inviting slice I picture.
Right. Bit unsettling.
So how did we get from this coffin to the sweet, cinnamony, maybe lattice-topped pie we love today? What changed?
Well, it was a slow process, really. Happened over time. A big factor was sugar becoming cheaper, more available.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
So things naturally got sweeter. Then you have spices, like cinnamon, coming in through trade routes. That adds the warmth, the aroma we expect now.
And the lattice top, that fancy crisscross pattern.
Yeah, that came along too. It looks nice, obviously, but it also lets steam out while it bakes, stops the top getting soggy.
Right, practical too.
Exactly. So by the time you get to the, say, early 1900s, with apples and flour and sugar being pretty common, that's when apple pie really cements its place.
It's amazing how dishes evolve like that, reflecting, what's available and what people like.
It really is a great example of changing tastes and times.
Okay, so from apple pie's, let's say, comforting vibe, let's shift gears to something maybe a bit more decadent.
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake, the ultimate celebration dessert for so many people, birthdays, parties. It's just the cake.
It really is, and its story is fascinating too, though maybe a bit more recent than apple pie's deep history.
Huh?
So the first actual printed recipe for a chocolate cake, that pops up around 1847, mid-19th century.
1847.
Yeah, but here's the interesting part. It didn't really become the big birthday staple, the go-to celebration cake, until the 1920s.
The 1920s,
Yeah.
really? That seems late. I would guessed earlier. Why the delay?
It really came down to chocolate itself. Mass production was the key.
Industrialization.
Exactly. Advances in making chocolate meant it got way cheaper, much more accessible to, well, everyone, not just the wealthy.
Right. It wasn't a luxury item anymore.
Precisely. It moved from being this special kind of elite treat to something more every day, and that allowed it to become the star of birthday parties and other celebrations.
That's incredible how something like manufacturing can completely change our traditions around food.
It really shows how technology and, economics shape what we eat and how we celebrate.
Okay, from fancy to familiar. Got it. Let's take one more historical stop. Maybe head south. Coconut cream pie.
Ooh, yes, a fantastic choice. Coconut cream pie. That just screams Southern comfort, doesn't it? Home cooking at its best.
It really does.
And it's a great example of resourcefulness, I think. Using what was readily available in the pantry.
Like what sort of things?
Well, simple stuff, mostly. Milk, eggs, sugar, coconut, obviously.
Yeah.
Things most kitchens would have had on hand, especially in the South. It's about making something really special from, fairly basic ingredients.
And the result is just that texture. That's what gets me.
Yeah.
That flaky crust, then that smooth, creamy coconut filling, and then the cloud of meringue on top.
That contrast is everything, isn't it? Crisp, creamy, light, all in one bite. It's a real testament to the skill of home bakers.
Definitely. Shows how much you can do with simple things if you know the techniques.
Exactly. Real creativity born from understanding the basics and maybe a little necessity too.
So we've got these amazing histories. Apple pie from England, chocolate cake becoming democratized, coconut cream pie from pantry staples. But these recipes didn't just preserve themselves, did they?
No, absolutely not. People played a huge role in making sure these classics didn't just fade away, and importantly, in making them accessible.
Like, who comes to mind?
Well, you have to mention Julia Child, even though she focused a lot on French cooking.
Right, mastering the art of French cooking.
Exactly. She just had this way of breaking down potentially intimidating techniques like pastry and making people feel like, hey, I can do that. She gave home cooks so much confidence.
She really did. She made fancy cooking feel achievable. And who else? There's another big one.
Irma S. Rombauer, The Joy of Cooking.
Ah, yes, that book is legendary. It's been in kitchens forever, hasn't it?
Pretty much since, what, 1931? It's more than just recipes. It's like having a teacher right there with you, giving clear steps, encouraging you.
A kitchen Bible for so many.
Totally. People like Child and Rombauer were absolutely crucial in passing these classic desserts down, making sure they stayed part of our culture.
It's good to remember the people behind the recipes. Now, besides the origins and the champions, I know we touched on that coffin thing for pies.
Yeah, still weird to think about.
Are there other, like, surprising little facts about these desserts hiding in their history?
Well, okay, sticking with pies for a second. We mentioned they were sometimes savory. But the crusts back then, the coffins, were often so thick and hard, made with just basic flour and water, they were called huff paste. Sometimes people didn't even eat the crust itself, just the filling.
Huff paste. Okay. Not exactly appealing. Anything on the chocolate cake front, besides its rise in the 20s.
Well, just to give you an idea of how much we collectively love chocolate cake, our sources mention the world's largest one. Any guesses how much it weighed?
Oh, gosh. A ton. 2 tons.
Over 12 tons.
12. No way.
Uh,
That's insane.
Tells us something about his universal appeal, right? 12 tons of chocolate cake.
Wow. Okay, my mind is slightly blown. So we've journeyed through history, uncovered some wild facts. Let's bring it back to today. For someone listening who's now thinking, okay, I want to make a really good apple pie or nail that chocolate cake, what's the key? What practical advice can we offer?
Right, good question. I think it starts honestly with the basics. Number one, ingredients.
Quality ingredients.
Yes. Use the good stuff. Fresh, high-quality butter makes a difference. Good eggs, ripe, seasonal fruit, if you can get it for pies. You really taste it in the end. Don't skimp there.
That makes total sense. You can't build a great dessert on mediocre foundations. What else?
Patience. Baking often rewards patience.
How so? Like what specifically?
Okay, pie crust. Let it chill properly.
Yeah.
Seriously. Before you roll it, after you line the pan, it helps prevent shrinking and makes it way flakier. Don't rush that.
Guilty as charged sometimes. It's hard to wait.
I know. Same with whipping cream or egg whites for meringue. Take the time to get it to the right stage. Don't underwhip or overwhip. It makes a huge difference to the texture.
Right, getting those perfect peaks. Okay, so ingredients, patience. What about actual skills, techniques?
You have to build up your basic techniques. Things like creaming butter and sugar properly for cakes, getting it light and fluffy. That creates air, which means a tender cake. Or for cream pies, knowing how to make a smooth roux that cooked flour and butter paste as a base for your filling. Get that right, and you avoid lumps. These core skills pop up everywhere in baking.
They really are the building blocks, aren't they? Once you understand those, you can do a lot.
Exactly. And one more technical thing often overlooked,
What's that?
your oven temperature. Get an oven thermometer.
Oh, good one, because the dial isn't always accurate.
Often it's not. It can be off by 25, 50 degrees even,
Yeah.
and that difference can wreck your baking. Consistent, accurate heat is, well, critical.
Such a simple fix, but yeah, potentially huge impact. Okay, anything else? Maybe the most important tip.
Taste. Taste as you go.
Really? Even in baking?
Yes. Obviously, don't taste raw batter with eggs in it, but taste your pie filling before it goes in the crust. Is it sweet enough? Needs more spice? Taste your custard before it chills. Adjust. Don't just follow the recipe blindly. Trust your palate.
I love that. Be engaged with it. Okay, so these are great tips for nailing the classics. But what if someone's feeling adventurous? Can you mess around with these icons? Put your own spin on them.
Oh, absolutely. That's part of the fun, right? Once you know the rules, you can start to bend them a little.
Like how? What kind of twists?
Well, think about flavor infusions.
Mm.
Simple things. Like maybe steep some fresh rosemary or thyme in the milk you're using for a coconut cream pie filling.
Rosemary with coconut. Huh. Interesting. It sounds Surprisingly good, actually. Herbaceous and sweet.
Exactly. Adds an unexpected layer.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little cardamom or ginger in your apple pie filling instead of just cinnamon. Small changes can make a big impact.
I like that subtle infusions. What about bigger changes?
Yeah,
Combinations?
why not? Think about combining elements. What about, say, using that coconut cream pie filling inside a chocolate cake, like a layer?
Ooh, okay, like a Black Forest gâteau meets tropical pie situation.
Kind of. Or maybe an apple pie, crumble topping on a different kind of fruit pie.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to mix and match components once you're comfortable with them.
That's where the real creativity comes in, I guess, taking these foundations and building something new.
That's the joy of it, yeah.
So, as we sort of bring this deep dive to a close, thinking
Mhm.
about apple pie, chocolate cake, coconut cream pie, what's the main thing you hope people take away from this conversation?
I think it's that these desserts, these classics, they're really more than just sugar, flour, butter. They're connections.
Connections to the past.
Yeah, to the past, to family, to memories. Baking them is a chance to connect with people you love right now and also to create new memories, that feeling of sharing something delicious you made.
There's nothing quite like it.
Exactly. So, find those old family recipes, dust them off, get in the kitchen and bake something.
Absolutely. It's such a rewarding thing to do, bringing those tastes and smells back to life. It really is special. Okay, so on that note,
Mm.
here's maybe a final thought for everyone listening to chew on.
Mm.
Think about how much things have changed just in our kitchens, right? The technology, the ingredients we can get now from all over the world. How has all that shaped these desserts we call classics?
That's a great point. Ovens, mixers, global supply chains.
Right. And it makes you wonder, what are the things happening now? The new ingredients, the new techniques, maybe even new gadgets. What might become the beloved classics for future generations? What will their grandma's kitchen smell like?